Oh, it says I'm live. Hello. I have to keep talking because Miss Ginger is staring at me, and if I'm quiet for too long, when I start talking, she jumps up and can't figure out what to do. Trying to catch up on all my videos. Uh, my issue with Google is making me crazy. Of course, here goes my nose. Oh, hey, I had to unblock your message. What is wrong with what you said? YouTube is crazy. How are you guys? I'm so glad I made your guys' live. A lot of times, for some reason, I think a lot of people are dealing with this. We're not getting messages. I don't know what the point is of ringing the bell and everything if if we don't get told. That was a great giveaway you had too. The first time I did my first giveaway, I used one of the random pickers, and it just made me a nervous wreck. I now I just have a bowl and I put the names in and I do it. One time I tried, and all of a sudden the internet was lost, and I thought, oh, I'm not going to mess with that. Technology and I are constant foes. It seems like. Oh wow! I've never freeze dried anything. I do have an Excalibur dehydrator that I love and use. I used to have two of the 9 tray because I did dehydrate a lot. I'm not homesteading anymore, so my needs are quite less now. But I love my dehydrator. Yeah, this is real crazy because I'm not up to 1,000 subscribers either. I have to use my laptop to go live, and the first time I tried, I think it was an error on my part, and then I just kind of I have anxiety, so when something is like I can't get it figured out, I kind of get a little overexcited, and I just have to walk away and eventually I figured it out. But I'll have to look into the freeze dried. I don't. Eh, just a little backstory, since you're the only one in here. Um, I homesteaded for my whole life. I was raised in that environment. And I raised my son in that environment. We're from Montana, and at one point back in 2008, when the economy took a nosedive, I was a homesteader, but I also worked in the construction field. Um, but when the economy took a nosedive, it was really rough on everybody. And so I came over to North Dakota uh, to drive truck in the oil fields. That's what I do. I drive a semi. I hauled oil for 9 years, and then I got tired of that. Now I'm kind of semi retired, and now I just do seasonal up here or in Sidney, Montana. I live in North Dakota, but I work in Sidney, Montana, and I usually leave for the winters. I travel, so I live in my horse trailer full time. This winter, I didn't leave because there were too many equine infectious stuff going around in all the states that I travel. So I just chose to stay home, and I rented a little efficiency place for 6 months and just kind of stayed home and hanging out with my son. And of course, my horse has turned out in a million acres, so I don't even get to see him in North Dakota. So it's not a whole lot of traveling and stuff to do. So I'm getting antsy to get back to work. I'm a little bit of a Ginger. Do you mind? A little bit of a workaholic. So, but I have enjoyed a lot of my crafting stuff that I've gotten to do, cooking. So that kind of stuff has been fun. You don't want nothing to do with me until I'm talking to somebody else. Every time you can ask anybody, they come on here. Half the time they just want to see her. I'm gonna hide this. Ew, gross. Okay, ugh. Yeah, so I miss homesteading, but I gave it up to travel because now my son is grown, and when you're homesteading, and I always had livestock, and I always had a million horses, and I always had a lot. I wasn't that great at gardening, but I did grow what we liked to eat. Um, Mostly I traded for my gardening friends. I always raised the pigs and the chickens and the steers, and had eggs, and so I would trade with them for vegetables a lot of the time. So I miss it, but now my son is grown, and so I just kind of beep off all over the countryside with my horse in the winter. It's a lot of fun. When I get too old to ride, maybe I'll go back and homestead a little bit again. It was good. Yeah, I only saw one lag, but who knows whose side it was on. Could have been me. I don't know, but it wasn't bad at all. Live streams are really weird. Like I'm looking right here because I don't know why. But I'm supposed to be looking up there at that little light, but most of the time I'm looking down here so I can see the comments, and uh, you just kind of never know. I don't. You don't want to go on live when you know somebody else is going on live, and finding a schedule for it. You can slow your comments down in your settings. You just have to kind of fiddle fart and find your settings. And also for to magnify it a little bit, if you go up in the very top of your you might even know this. I don't know. Go at the very top of your browser where you see the three dots next to your icon. If you click on that, you can magnify. And like right now, I can go up to my three dots in the browser, find my zoom, and I can zoom up because I don't care about my picture being big. So now I've got it at 110%, and I can sit and read my comments just fine. I'm still learning all of this. This is probably, hey, sometimes it's just bees that way. I doubt I'll say that very fast anymore. Um, it's, there's a, I've been on YouTube for probably a little over 3 years now. My intentions were never, because I didn't really know anything about YouTube. Um, I got really sick and realized I don't have grandkids or anything yet. I thought I wanted to make kind of like a diary of my life going forward for my future grandkids and stuff. So that's hence. Hey Howie, how are you? Glad to see you. So that's how YouTube began for me. And I've only really just this year uh, learned stuff, the mechanisms and everything about YouTube. And I've got I don't know how many. videos do I have? I have 588 videos. And I just got to 700 subs. So, hey Gab, how are you? Yeah, I've been struggling. I don't know my I it has nothing to do with my editing program. My editing program, Filmora 9, is an awesome program. But in order to sign into YouTube, it has to be through Google. So I do my editing through my program, and then I go, to either sign in if they've signed me out, uh, and I have to log in again. And it just keeps saying that Google isn't recognizing the app. What the hell? I've already had that editing program for 6 months and been doing it. And I did it a couple of years ago. I had the same program. So that's why a lot of my videos these past few days haven't been all fancy dancy. They're just posted. It's all a learning process. Most of it's an accident. And then I'm thinking, how when you do something and it works and you're like, you didn't think about remembering how you did it. I do my videos from my phone also. I had a GoPro for a long time, but it took a dump on me, and of course it was past the warranty, and it ate a bunch of mics. Couldn't retrieve any of my videos. I lost a lot of metal detecting videos, some camping videos. I was really bummed, and I didn't want to spend another four, five, $600 on a GoPro and only have it last, less than 3 years. But I bought a little Acaso V50, which is the clone to the GoPros, and so far it's really good. I'm kind of stuck inside because of North Dakota weather, so I haven't been doing a lot. But y'all just wait till I get back to work. You'll be able. I'll be doing all kinds of fun stuff again, and it wouldn't hurt my feelings if you want to go back and look at my old videos, my trucking videos, and my camping and riding and uh, all my adventures and stuff. I've been going nuts being stuck inside. And the phone, doing it on the phone, uh, it is way easier. My GoPro that I had was I can't remember, but it didn't have the screen on the back where you could see, so that was kind of a pain in the rear. But I'm really glad I got the Acaso. Yeah, phones is just the way you always have your phone with you. I think back before they got cell phones. I didn't, we didn't do that. You had to go to a phone booth to do it. And then when they came out with cell phones, they were those bag phones, and you didn't pack those around. And most of them were those instant cameras we use. The video camera that I bought. Of course, my son is now 26, so the video camera that I bought when he just before he was born was one of those big ones that looked like a boombox. Technology, it's a necessary evil, but it's come a long way. But I'm excited because I got a drone at the end of last summer. If you go back on my videos and look at my Medora, North Dakota, my son's birthday, I rented a cabin in Medora because we live up here, but I rented a cabin for a week for his birthday, and I got my drone, which is a DJ. That what it's called? A DJ. I don't know. It's supposed to be one of the really good ones. No, no. I am trying to get. I'm trying to get to everybody's videos with my glitch with Google. I've been trying to figure that out. That has consumed a lot of my computer time, so I'm behind on catching up with videos, and I'm really trying to do that. But I've got two stabilizers. Uh, I didn't mean to get two. I had one in my Amazon, and I found another one I liked. Well, I forgot to delete the other one, and I ended up buying both of them. So I've got two. That's all right. Technology. So this summer is going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, iMovie. You have to have an iPhone. I just have Androids. I have three Android phones. Right. One, two, three. Actually, I have two, three. I have four Android phones. I have a tablet. I do have an iPad, and then this computer. The phones that I've got only because something happened and they stopped working, but they're great if you can still use the, if the battery still works. I keep apps on them, and like if you watch any of my Roll Sunday when I roll subscribers videos, I, you know, I'll put a day out and I'll say like on the Sunday when I roll, I'll say, okay, who wants their videos rolled next Sunday? And then I just have a list. I have a list, and then I go down and roll on five of my devices, and they roll anywhere from 5 to 10 hours. It just depends. No, trust me, I don't have that many people, but if there's nothing wrong with it, like the one phone for some reason, it's got a crack in the actual camera, right? So everything else is fine. But I'm not going to pack it around because our phones are everything. So I just kept that, and then I have uh, a business phone because I am a business. GdyUpGal Gypsy Adventures is an actual business, and then I have my home phone, cell phone that my friends and family and stuff have, and then the other one. I can't remember what was wrong with it. Oh, it has to stay plugged in all the time. It won't hold it, but I can keep it plugged in, and that's what I do. I just keep it plugged in and roll the videos. Yeah, and I'm hoping, I've Googled and I've YouTubed because everybody asks me, you know, are you sure that those hours are counting? Well, everybody that I roll knows that they're going to be rolling, and I have them check their analytics, and you can see the analytics going up on the hours. Everyone's live right now. See, I didn't get anybody. Who else? You never know. I never know what time to do this. I just know that I haven't done. It's been over a week since I've done one. Who's live? Deb, who's live right now? Oh, Two Seaters Farm is live. I don't know if I could. I could probably watch it. I better not. I'll jack something up. Uh, but I definitely can't wait for spring. I can't complain. Definitely, this year, winter for North Dakota has been pretty mild compared to what it normally is. Oh, Ryan. Oh, okay. Uh, I don't know. YouTube is goofy for me. Oh, I have six people in here. Thank you. Thank you. It was just kind of I was hoping that Scott with SD Mountain Man would come on. I'm almost finished with his cup. I created a logo for him. So I got to get this done so I can get it sent out to him. And I'm still dealing with the effects. Most of you probably don't know, but I make a lot of epoxy stuff and woods. I do a lot of stuff. But when I'm doing epoxy, because I have bad sinuses anyway, I have to wear this. Well, what was it? Almost 2 weeks ago, I had put on a different lotion on my face. And when I took my mask off, I had a mask of, of I, it was inflamed. I was allergic or something. Something happened. I wear the same mask and clean it all the time. It's the only thing I can think of was the different lotion I had put on my face. I hate being so sensitive. Oh, thank you. They're really fun to do. I finally caught up on my orders, so everything is about you. But Scott SD Mountain Man, he won. That was one of my giveaways. That I just did that, and I created a logo for him to put on it. So it's pretty fun. I'm still not done. I've got to put another coat of epoxy on here, and then put a thing on the bottom so that you don't put these in the dishwasher. So yeah, they're pretty cool. They're fun. They're fun. It's actually part of my side gig for when I retire. I have a whole bunch of little side incomes. I drive truck. I do make, good money, and but once you retire, we don't know what that's going to be like. And I just turned 59, so I'm going to retire early at 62. Uh, so I can hit the road more. But I've got all these side little deals that I do for side money. My little co-pilot. I saw she can't stand it if I'm talking. Where's my hat at? I should have taken pictures of my other hats I just did. I just picked up some t-shirts that I got to do for somebody. Like this is mine. She's all glittery and pink. But I got some other hats here I got to get done. Oh yeah, smash the like button. I thank you, Deb. No one ever retires. No, isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? My goal for this summer, because my horse trailer, I've got a 3-horse with living quarters, and I just travel around with my one horse. I can only ride one horse. And about well, maybe it's a little more than 5 years ago now, I had planned on, because I have a lot of veterans in my family, and actually incorporating my business with veterans and doing it kind of like a lottery deal. And say somebody in Tennessee, their granddad was used to ride, or even never or always wanted to. I'd hightail it down to Tennessee and plunk them on a horse, and even if we just rode in a circle for an hour or 10 minutes, but that's what I'm planning on doing. So this year, I've got to get a 4-horse so I can pack 2 horses instead of just one, because I'm a girl. I got lots of stuff to take. But I'll be heading to Arizona next fall. I was supposed to this fall, but I didn't. Yeah, Deb at Simple Grower, she's got some really cool videos. I don't think I'm going to try that kombucha stuff. I don't know. I don't know. That thing just kind of blew it for me. I'll just drink my iced tea, my big jug of iced tea. I imagine it's really good for you, but maybe if I ever head down your way, Deb, I'll try some of yours. Let me see. What is this saying? Before I went live, I actually was going to try to catch up on all my comments. And I thought, no, I better go live first, because if I don't, I probably won't. See, my subscriptions in my studio says $6.99, but my Social Blade says 700. So how many do I have? I usually never hold my breath until I've at least gone 10 past the actual number, because they go up and down so much. I mean, not everybody. This winter's my videos have just been because really, I mean, I'm in North Dakota. There's no place really for me to, and I'm go and explore in the winter. Roads are too bad. And people don't know how to drive, and I don't want them hitting my pickup. Did you guys see Josh's video with his little goat? Was that a goat or a lamb? And now I can't think of it. Hey, good night, Howie. Thank you so much. When are you going to do your next live? I swear, I just need to start contacting y'all and putting it on my phone and my calendar, my alarm. YouTube isn't doing me any good. I that's one of the areas that I plan on going to. I just like I normally, if I don't have any set places to go when I leave North Dakota, I just kind of head straight down. But if I have little woos to go and visit people, I do that too. Elizabeth, hi. It's a goat. Okay, that's what I thought. I miss my goats. I had goats also. Hey, Joanne. North to Hope is Joanne. Simple Grower is Deb. Howie is Food Forest Permaculture. Culture. Say that 10 times fast. Um, I don't know what, Joanne, I don't know what's up with the whole Facebook thing. I can see your comments, or when you post, I can see you've posted and I can go on and comment. But when I try to go actually into, and it says I'm a member, I don't know. And what's the deal? You haven't made a video in over a year, girlfriend. Oh, cool, Howie. So it was a nice day for you. Good. Now, his way homestead, your wife's name is Shelly, right? I try to remember people's names, and I can't remember what your give. I just remember the bacon. Oh, are you off work, Elizabeth? Gosh darn it! I was wishing it. Scott with SD would come in so I'd show him how much closer his cup is to be done. It would have been done already had this not have happened, but I don't dare. I don't dare mess with the epoxy without wearing the mask. It would be different if I was had an open, like a garage that I could open up or something, but I don't. I'm in my little efficiency place. It's too dang cold to leave the windows and the doors open. So, Kenneth, okay. Are you the only one that uses sometimes SBs that way? See, that's the thing. Oh, off today. Oh, well, good. How was your weather? I should have looked up North Carolina. I don't know why I always ask you guys how your weather is. I could look. Oh, okay, cool. Hey, Brian. Hey, thank you for doing that barn. That is so cool. You don't know how much I love barns. Anytime, that was one of the reasons why I wanted to get something when my GoPro went down. Uh, because I'm going to attach the Acaso to one of my ball caps and stuff like when I'm driving so I can look. Because out here in North Dakota, the roads that I travel in the oil field, the homesteads are just all over the place. I'm not kidding you. And they're so beautiful. But of course, a lot of times I'm driving, so I can't exactly do this. So if I just got something right here, I can kind of look over uh, and catch glimpses of it. 52? Well, that's kind of chilly for y'all, right? I don't know what today was. It wasn't too bad, but it's supposed to go down again. We've been having a lot of ups and downs here. See, right now it's 23. Yeah, it's supposed to get down to 13 degrees. And then tomorrow, the high during the day is going to be 7. Uh, yep, Brian, churches and barns. Gosh, dang it. I almost wish I couldn't see myself. Churches and barns, I just love them. I just love them. That's part of the reason why I want to hurry up and retire so I can actually go around and show and see all these things. 70. Well, Wisconsin, yeah. Yeah, I always my homestead that I had a it could have been front to back. It could have fit like 3 vehicles front to back, and wise probably about a vehicle and a half. And it had these whole things up top that were like for chutes, and I never could figure out and or find out what it was used for, but it was obviously some kind of uh something that had to they had to drop down in the chute. Now Montana, which I'm not saying that this was, but a lot of homesteads were heated by coal. So it could have been something like that, or it could have just been grain. I lived in farming community. Well, it's not in community. I didn't really have neighbors, but in farming agricultural area. So it was a pretty cool garage. You couldn't really call it a barn. It had a I'm sure later on they put a concrete floor in. Oh wow, that would be cool. Yeah, Deb, I see so many out. North Dakota has pretty much up until the oil boom, it's pretty much been a deprived state. A lot of there was no money here. I remember when you could buy an acre for $300-400. Now you can't buy an acre for $30,000 or $40,000. It's gone down a little bit since the boom is kind of evened out, but land out here has just gotten absolutely crazy. And of course, here, North Dakota really isn't a tree state. We don't. There's trees, but not enough to support building. Um, so most of the lumber, has to come from someplace else. Well, if you do a bed and breakfast, you better set up a place for horse people to come. That's our biggest. That's our biggest challenge. Is like when I travel, if I don't have a specific person I'm going to hang out with or something for a couple of days when I travel, and I usually just stop at the fairgrounds and I can turn my horse out into one of the pens or something and, stay the night and then travel the next day. But it's so expensive. Everybody wants, they turn their places into which, rightly so. You're there to make, money if you turn it into that type of business. But a lot of people are realizing that the horse industry, the travel industry, and stuff like what I do, you know, my trailer is completely, I have a generator, I have a inverter generator, 3100, it powers my whole horse trailer. I don't need plugins. I carry an 85-gallon water tank. This winter when I go down south, and as host setters, this might be something y'all look into too. If you're unwell and maybe limited water resource, there's a YouTube on here. Let me see if I can. I don't know how to make a link, but um, I don't know if that'll make a link, but that's his YouTube name. This man is a genius, and he has created. There's other people that have come on YouTube now that have kind of hijacked his system, but he's like got it down to a T and just very professional and very safe. And basically, uh, it's called the hour shower. You can take a heated shower for an hour or more with just less than a gallon of water. And that's one of the things I'm going to put in my horse trailer when I get down south next year. Unless I'm trying to talk him to come up this summer to go camping up here, because when I work in Montana, that's where I stay, is in Sidney, Montana, and I'm right on the Missouri River. So it's a lot of fun out where I'm at. There's just a wealth of information on YouTube, and I've made some really, really good friends. And that's my goal too. Once I started this as a diary for future grandbabies in case I don't get to meet them. Uh, they'll have something to look back, where I'd say, I love you so much. But then, I didn't know about subscribers at the time. I honestly didn't know anything about YouTube. And Elizabeth Smart was basically, I think, my first subscriber that came and said something. And I was like, oh, where did you come from? I didn't know where people came from. I didn't know anything about it. So as I've kind of grown with YouTube, and so now I've kind of turned my little channel around where my goal is I plan on be bopping around when I leave in the winter and coming and saying hey, and if you've got some cool camping areas around you that allow horses, I'm all for that. I started a book for myself to write down places. So if you're in Mississippi, right? So if you're in Mississippi and there's horse places. Now I generally don't go to oh, thank you. Well, I'm so glad you popped in. Can't wait for your next live and see what you um freeze dry. Hey, Robertson's Belly Acres, how are you? Ginger's finally settled down. I can't say anything too loud because she'll jump up. She's still staring at me, but she's laying down. Somebody tell Scott with SD Mountain, man, that he needs to get online so he can see his cups almost finished. Almost got it done. Still got a couple more things to do to it. Yeah, do one. I'm really curious. Everything I have has to fit in my horse trailer. So that's why I was talking about I have my dehydrator. Well, I sold my other two dehydrators and I bought a 5 tray. So, that goes into my horse trailer also. So everything has to be kind of miniaturized. Thank you, Elizabeth. Yeah, it turned out pretty good. I got a couple more things to do to it. I got to put a big layer of epoxy on it. This is the logo that I created for him. So I think you can tell what it says. Is that backwards? I don't know. It looks crooked. It might be. But the last, since I've been having the debacle with Google and not being able to figure out why it won't let me let my editing program sign into YouTube, I've been focused on that and gotten behind on videos also. So I've just kind of had to take a break from that, and had to get all caught up, come on here and say, hey. Ooh, somebody out there? Goodness. I know. Well, go get them. Go tell them. She thinks she's so tough. Everybody else thinks she's tough too, thank goodness. Oh, you're okay. You scared them away. You scared them away. You're a good girl. Go get your toy. Go get it. Go get your toy. There it is. So I'm probably right in the middle of everybody else's lives too. And I can't tell if anybody else is on. So, yeah, Oregon, I've only been to Oregon once, and that was when it was a long time ago. Do you remember the movie Free Willy? Well, they moved that whale over there, and so I went over there to see that. So I don't really know that much about Oregon, but other than I guess it rains a lot. No, I'm trying to catch up on comments. Oh, okay, Joanne. Well, at least he's handy. I went back to your channel today, in fact, to see if you'd uploaded anything because I'm just not getting notifications a lot of the times. I don't know if it has something to do because I have this Google issue right now, which I don't know where that came from, but it's there. So I went back, and you need to put a video up. Oh, okay. Well, Deb, what's a good time to come to Oregon when it's not raining so much? I'd love to come over there. I was gonna do, I finally got my paddle bread for my bread maker, and I was gonna do that, and then that's when I had the issues with the Google, and so I kind of stopped doing that because I'm trying to get that fixed. And plus, I don't want to do cooking uh, today and for the next 5 minutes. I don't want to do a cooking thing live because it just takes too much time, right? And so I have to do it where I can edit it. And mad. And because it won't let me sign in, the videos that I've already done that are in there won't let me pull them. I can't pull them off my files. I can't do anything. Rain is one of those things that you want it to happen, but not when you have to be outside. I'd much rather have snow. I don't mind the snow. I don't like the wind. The wind, the wind and anything, wind and snow or wind and rain. Oh wow. Yeah, I couldn't handle being someplace that rained so much. Hey Irene, how are you? I'm sorry I'm behind on your videos also. I've been having a Google issue. Been trying to figure that out. I don't like being online this much, but how do you figure things out unless you go online? Oh, thank you. Yeah, today's President's Day, and I thought that was kind of a neat thumbnail. Now, Thomas Schmidt is live right now. See, I got that notification. I'm going to have to pop over to his. How do you guys watch one or two at a time? Yeah. Ruthie from Popple Backyard Homestead. She's put up a thing. What was her deal? See, sometimes I get notifications and sometimes I don't. I don't know. I don't know. It's technology. I'm doing good, Irene. I'm ready for spring. I'm ready to go get my horse. I'm ready to get back to work. I'm ready to start having some fun. I don't like being cooped up. And I don't have very much enthusiasm to go out and do anything when it's cold. It's not cold out. And I'm from here. I'm from Montana and here. So, I'm just tired of it. That's why I normally leave in the winters. And then when I head down to Arizona next fall, I'll pop in and ah, your notification, Joanne, just popped up. A man's got to be handy. I don't care. That's too funny. That's hard for me because, oh, did y'all hear that? It's hard for me because I grew up with a dad that could fix anything. It might have been with baling twine and duct tape, but he could fix anything, and until he could get it fixed right. And my brothers were all like that. I taught my son how to be like that. And I see a lot of kids nowadays that you know they couldn't put their hand in their back pocket unless somebody showed them how to do it. One of the funniest things I saw on Facebook a little while back was these kids went to go visit their grandparents, and there was a rotary phone there, and somehow they asked, "What is this?" And the grandparents was trying to show them what it was for, and they couldn't figure out how that phone worked. And I just thought, "Oh my gosh, that's too funny." Times have changed, and men change so quickly too. It seems like to me, anyway. Remember when the phones were those big old bag phones? Do you remember when calculators were those big old machines? And you definitely couldn't and then when the phones got to where if you were going to text, you had to text that number like a couple, three times to get the letter you want. We're pretty spoiled. I don't know what I'd do now without my phone. That the phones are my lifeline to my son to know he's okay because he works in the oil field also. Um, and I need to know all the time he's okay. You still have your rotary phone? Does it work? You have a landline? So I don't even know anybody. Funny story, y'all, because I'm in this little motel room thing that I rented for the winter. I haven't had a landline in years, right? I was sitting there doing something, and a phone rang, and I was like, "It's not me." The phone that's in the room, and then I found it, and I'm like, I didn't even know how to. I didn't even know how to answer that. It was a cordless, a handheld phone. It was funny. Oh, that'll be funny, Joanne. You'll have to video that. You'll definitely have to video that. Gosh, I remember when I was a kid and I think my grandparents still had that wall phone with the bell on it. Yeah, I don't know. Progress and technology is a necessary evil. There's a lot of it that I'm thankful for sure. But some of the simpler times I do miss. I finally, when I was downsizing, I had an old ranch house and I had a lot of stuff. So when I was downsizing, there was a lot of things like that that I just sold or gave away. And I had one of those plunk, 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 not even a newer electric typewriter or anything. It was one of the old plunk, plunk ones. Yep, round keys. Yep. I still love to play with that thing. And then when the things would come up, sometimes two would come up at a time. Mm. Oh, the memories. Here's something at the door. It's really hard. There's one thing being when I think of hoarders, I think of that show that everything is piled up and you can't move around. We always had antiques growing up. My mom was an antiquer. They didn't call her a hoarder because we had stuff all over the place, but it was in a spot and it was like more like decorations. We had tons of stuff. And of course, I was dubbed the duster. So every weekend I had to go around and dust all this stuff. It made me crazy. Um, and then we had a house fire, and up a lot of it went. It was sad. Well, that's cool, Joanne. Just be careful for fires. I tell you what, my mom, we had a lot of stuff, a lot of money go up in flames because the antiques that we had. Of course, I was young at the time, so um, I didn't get the gist of it. I was all worried. I had a record album collection. I collected vinyl records. They weren't collectible then, but I had a bunch of, a lot of the old, like the Beatles and a lot of those. And I think now, and I'm like, oh man, if I would still have those now, I could be rich. And we still got 5 people in here. I think everybody's multitasking and watching everybody's lives. Well, if you're watching Thomas's, tell him I hope his neck's feeling better. Oh, and Joanne, you said something about doing a dual. I don't know how to do dual lives. I barely know how to do a live. Hmm. Yeah, I know it. Joanne, my son does the same thing. Oh, great. So you want to do a dual live and you don't know how to do it either? Look at my technical difficulties. We'll have to bring in a third person that knows how to do it. I've seen it done. Now, I think that's on a different app that they do it on. I don't know if you can, well, maybe you can do it on YouTube. I'll do a little research. I don't know. I was going to do it with Jeannie with Outdoor Adventures and Traveling at one point. This was before YouTube had changed its policy that you had to have 1,000 subscribers to do lives, you know, on the phones and stuff. So and then they changed it. So I'll have to ask Jeannie. Maybe she knows how to do it. Gosh darn it, you guys! Somebody needs to tell me to go brush my hair and stuff before I do this. Oh, thank you, Irene. This is my. Oh, I can't straighten up my. It's probably backwards. It's just a T-shirt. One of my faves. Your wife thinks, yeah, but Brian, you probably collect like farm that stuff. I mean, it's probably not hoarding inside your house. I think women they collect stuff and it's usually in the house. But with someone like you, Brian, you fix things and build things and create things. Uh, you'll find probably uses for it. I'm going nuts right now because, of all my craft stuff, that was the hardest part of being in my horse trailer. I didn't really have room to set up anything right to do anything. So when I got into this little uh, efficiency place, and I pulled some of it out, but it's all right here, and it looks cluttered and a mess. I mean, I do have stuff all contained, but um, what do I do with it? It's stuff I use. But now that this is getting a little bit better, hoarder saver, yeah. Now that this is getting a little bit better, I got to get Scott's tumbler done. And somebody said, see, my YouTube analytics says I'm at 699, but my social blade says I'm at 700. What's that about? I don't know. Yeah, I used to be that way too when I homesteaded because when you live out in the middle of nowhere, and I lived out in the middle of nowhere, the thought of getting rid of something and then realizing, oh, who was that? I don't know. And realizing, a month later, oh man, I could use it now, and then having to go all the way into town to buy it. Well, at least you have an RV to put it in, Joanne. I mean, I'm limited. Yeah, I'm glad I downsized, but the things I don't want to get rid of are my craft stuff because in reality, this is my side gig. I make pretty good money. I cannot complain when I make some. You guys haven't even seen this much of the stuff that I do. A lot of it is because I can't get a lot of orders because it's not my side gig really yet. Right? Because once I get back to work this summer, y'all know how many hours and stuff I work doing that. So it's kind of hard to do this other stuff. So I'm just preparing myself for retirement. Ooh, under tarps? Did it last okay? Well, I guess in the desert, if you were down in Arizona, it probably would last longer because you don't have to deal with a lot of moisture and mold, huh? But I bet you had to have some pretty sturdy tarps. The wind. Oh my goodness. It doesn't rain at all? Candles melted? Wow. Yeah, I guess so, because if you've got it like in a storage situation, it's not like you have it um cooled. Well, y'all, I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go and try to catch Thomas, see if he's still on his live. I feel bad. I try to catch everybody's lives when they go on. Still says he's live. I'm glad y'all popped in. I got 7 likes. Y'all don't know how much fun this is for me. But anyway, I want to wish y'all a happy President's Day. Uh, and I'm going to pop over to Thomas's live and say hello to him, see how he's doing. Thomas Schmidt. Thomas, come on. Thomas Schmidt Homesteader. There he is. No, because you finally popped up that you were live, and I thought, shoot, I'll go over and talk to him for a little while. Oh, and the Heasted. Hi, now everybody. Hi. How's your neck, Thomas? I saw because I tried to pop on your live a little while ago, and you had the neck thing on. Ooh. Well, Elizabeth, I'm going to wait just a little bit. I had a couple more friends come in. Let me see. We'll try tomorrow. Okay. Oh, the Heasted. They put you on a naughty. There we go. There was nothing. Sorry, my live went long. You were live also? I just don't get any notices. I got Thomas's, but I was already doing my live. Oh, it's an ice pack. Okay. There was nothing in here that told me what time anybody's live was. The only one I saw was earlier, Thomas's, and I went on that as soon as I saw that, but then it was like nothing. I thought, yeah, Deb, I don't know what it is. 5 days in the hospital? Oh shoot. Hospitals don't even have any food that's good for you. Now she moved closer, but she's giving me the stink eye. Wow. Now this is your second one, right? Jeez. Okay, Deb, are you taking off? I'm going to give it about another 5 minutes. Find me some places to horse camp for free down there in Oregon. I might just whittle my way down that way. That's why I usually stay at like a national forest and stuff, or friends. I have friends that have got places. Oh, okay. Jiminy Crickets, you're going to be the what was that guy's name that had the movie, The Bionic Man? You're going to be the Bionic Man pretty soon. The only surgery that well, besides having my child, is I don't even know if you can see it, but I have a plate and 6 screws in my wrist back in '05. Had a wreck. Two Seaters Micro Farm. Hey, how are you? Don't tell me you were live also. I gotta look and make sure I still got all you on the bell. That's another thing that YouTube has been doing is unringing people's bells. Thomas, that would be so cool. I don't expect to do it for free. I mean, I've got my generator and everything like that. But what happens is, uh, when you go to these places and do horse camps, I don't know any of them, so it's not like any real. I mean, I don't know. I like going places where I know people and can. Being a truck driver in the oil field is so solitary. And then like out here, because I just stayed the winter here, I didn't go out and do anything. And all my friends right now are in Arizona or Florida because they head out for the winter also. And my other friends that live in Montana and Wyoming and South Dakota, I just don't leave in the winter to go bebop around. The roads are too bad. You were live together? Okay. Well, Joanne, how do you do it together? Joanne with North to Hope wanted to for her and I to do a dual live, and I don't know how to do that. And then find out she don't know how to do that either. So, oh, nice. I like people that grow hay. Oh, gonna have babies, baby chicks. If you guys watched Josh's In Your Yard, he's got a new little baby goat. Oh, I love goats. Now my goats were dairy goats, so I don't care for goat meat myself. I've had it several different ways, but I didn't really or lamb. I'm not a lamb eater either. I just don't want to mess. I'm so non-technical. You know, put a secondary app. Yeah. You bought 100? Well, when I used to raise black Australorp. This was in Montana, of course. Black Australorps are very hardy, beautiful birds. Big, they dressed out nice, big, 8, 9 pound birds. These were hens. These weren't roosters. And their eggs, the Australorps eggs are actually in the Guinness Book of World Records for two things: for the longest um, laying season. I mean, I got eggs all year, and for the biggest, they 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 dropped some hunkers. I felt sorry for my ladies. um, I do miss all that. I was telling another friend of mine. I think when I next fall when I take off, I might get a hen to travel with, okay? Because I hate having to buy store bought eggs. And y'all, I go through an 18 pack a week of eggs just myself, all by myself. I had a silkie once. They're so pretty, um, and it died. I felt so bad. It just died. I don't know, maybe there's some kind of special care taking you're supposed to do, but I've always just had regular chickens and roosters. So, yeah, that was the thing. I was going to cut the stuff around the eyes. I thought it was just couldn't see. It was so pretty though. It was white, fluffy, and just it was just so beautiful. And how I found it was I was taking some goat's milk over to friends of mine. I did trading, for a lot because I didn't have a big garden because I worked. So messing with the garden, I couldn't really do a whole lot. So I would trade egg, eggs and milk and goat's milk and beef and pork, with my friends that garden. So I went over there uh, to do some trading, and their daughter had these silkies, and I guess this one was just like the outcast. Well, I took it home. It was so pretty. I was like, oh my gosh, it was so. Didn't even last 3 days. And I didn't put her with my other hens. I didn't do anything like that. She had her own little condo, and she was by the other ones, but not. I didn't. She wasn't established with them yet, so I just had them separated. Maybe it was the stress of leaving. I don't know. I felt so bad. 3 days. They had her for, since she was a chick, and she was probably almost a year old. Okay, good. Well, not good, but man. And I buy large eggs. I eat 3 eggs. I don't know if any of you know or seen my one video where I was making chorizo and egg. That's my favorite in the morning. I three eggs scrambled in some chorizo. Oh my goodness, that stuff is so good. And then all my baking, you know, I I'm diabetic, so everything I make, I have to make and uses a lot of eggs. So I go through a lot of eggs for just myself. So yep, I might get a chicken to haul around for next fall. Make her a little chicken tractor and put her outside. I wonder what Miss Ginger would think about that. Oh my gosh, I'd have to be careful. Healers are very prey driven, and so anything that's excited, gets them excited, and uh, you have to really be careful, especially around chickens. And she just, you know, she hasn't been around them enough. I'd be worried she'd eat it. Thank you, Two Seaters. I appreciate it. I've got to go too. And Thomas, thank you for popping in. I was going to pop over and talk to you guys too. And he said, and I promise I will get over and get some of your videos watched. I don't know if you watched the one where I'm just, Google's not letting my editing program sign into YouTube to put my videos out. It's not that program, it's Google. It actually says Google is not recognizing this app when it has already for the last 6 months. So, and I'm not technical enough. I've been on the internet trying to figure out what the deal is, and I still haven't figured it out. So, but I'll get caught up on all your videos. And when I do my shameless plug on Saturdays, you guys make sure to come over. Nona Grace, hi. Nona's is another one I'm far behind on that I've never gotten behind on her videos. But then Google has jacked that up for me, trying to figure that out. But on my, shameless plug, come and, you might pick up one, two, three, or more subscriber friends. That's just such a valuable source. On my Sunday roll days, I pick a channel and I roll your videos on 5 devices. My Monday shout outs, when you're active on my videos. That's just something I did this since last year. Except for the shameless plug, I got that from Susie at Out West Homestead, and then she got it from Ruthie at Opal Backyard Farms, and then Nona Grace is also doing it. So those shameless plug and shout out Saturdays and stuff, do them, you guys. If you want to, it might only bring you one, two, three friends, a week, but there's a lot of channels that don't get anybody. And it's all about engagement too, just making yourself known and visit, and y'all are friends. If you haven't noticed, I don't say like, subscribe, because I don't my friends come to visit, I don't say, okay, make sure you like me and then subscribe and tell your friends about me. And because when I talk to y'all are just my friends, right? I mean, I don't do I don't forget. In fact, I just barely, the last few months, you guys, I finally put a thing on my videos where it has my name, because I never said my name. Figure y'all my friends, you should know my name. I'm such a dork. But I love this. YouTube has been my social life. Yes, Nona Grace, and you've got a friend in me too. Miss Nona Grace is probably on the same level as I am as far as technology and trying to figure some of this stuff out. I don't know what to do. I've reached out to all my guru friends on YouTube, and I've called every Google phone number I could find on the internet, not getting any answers. And so now I'm just uploading from my phone. Nothing fancy. Well, I'm sorry, you guys. Let me see. I have to switch computers. This one life goes twice. Oh, yeah, sure. It sure did. That's okay. No, no, I've got to go. I've already been on for almost 1 hour and 15 minutes. I just kind of wanted to pop in and say, hey, I've been so consumed with the Google issue not letting my editor program sign into YouTube. It's just got me befuddled. And So it's kind of sidetracked me off of YouTube. So, but I wanted to, thank everybody. I got 8 likes. I'm happy. I'm happy. So I don't know if I turn this in, if I end the stream, if y'all can keep talking, go ahead. But I got to take Miss Ginger out for her potty walk for the end of the night. So really, I adore you guys, and this is so much fun for me. And I will yak at you later. Okay, adios.